San Antonio Spurs 32-9 on their home floor. They have beaten Denver 13 straight meetings. Last Nuggets win was 2012, and LaMarcus Aldridge averaging 20 a game so far through 2 games. Game 3 coming up here next. Hello again, everybody. Welcome in the Auto Trader pregame. We're 4 wide here on the desk. That's Carlos Boozer, Channing Frye, brand new retiree, Grant Hill. I'm Matt Weiner. Good to have you along with us. At the top of the hour, the Nuggets and Spurs break a 1-1 tie in San Antonio when Game 3 tips. The Spurs' experience showed as they grabbed Game 1 in Denver by a score of 101-96, slowing down Denver and leaning on their star veterans, including DeMar DeRozan, who had 18. It looked like they might sweep the Mile High, but the Nuggets overcame a 19-point deficit as Jamal Murray rediscovered his jumper with 21 of his 24 in the fourth quarter to salvage a home split. Murray struggled for 7 quarters before he broke out in a big way in the fourth quarter, 8 of 31 through those 7 quarters before he hit 8 of his last 9 shots to save things for the Nuggets. Isiah Thomas will be on the call tonight from San Antonio with Pete Pranica and Dennis Scott. And Zeke joins us now from Texas, as you can see. As you know, Zeke, a lot of analysts looked at the Nuggets as a team lower seeds might have a shot of beating because of their playoff inexperience. The Game 2 win obviously resets the series. But in terms just of confidence, how much did it mean to this developing group?
I think when you talk about Denver, their confidence right now is, I think it's high. Coming back in the fourth quarter the way they did, and then erasing 2, 19-point deficits within the course of Game 2, I think has gave them a little bit more confidence. And, it's important for them to come out. We talked to Coach Malone, for them to come out, Denver, and play a good first quarter from a shooting standpoint. I think you'll see a lot of Millsap in the low post. And it's important for Denver to get out in transition. Game 1, they only had 1 point in transition, fast break opportunities. And in Game 2, they had 21 points in fast break transition opportunities. So I look for Denver right now to come out in Game 3 and try to increase the pace. But the dangerous thing is when and Channing knows this and Grant knows this, when you're trying to play fast on the road and you're not controlling tempo, then that can lead to a dangerous situation. You can find yourself down 10-12 very early in the game. And then when you're out on the road playing at San Antonio, if you go down 12, 14 points, or even 19 points, very rarely do you come back from that.
Hey, Zeke, what's up? This is your prize draft pick, Channing here. Hey, Coach.
Not only my best draft pick, but the smartest draft pick.
I mean, I appreciate that.
Channing was the smartest, but Channing, we got to get you in the Hall of Fame like Tracy McGrady. Although you got the championship ring, T-Mac don't have the championship ring.
He got a lot more other stuff. So, Coach, I got a question. Do you expect Jokic to do the same what he did last game, just doing a little bit of everything like he usually does on the road? Denver's naturally not a good team on the road. Do you expect them to force feed Jokic to operate that offense early in this game?
Yeah, I think they'll continue to play through Jokic. However, with him being in the low post, drawing double teams, he's a very willing passer. When he's very aggressive at the high post in terms of making shots and putting it on the floor from the high post and driving the basketball, San Antonio has a much more difficult time double teaming him from the high post on the drive as opposed to catching it in the low post, and they have to make spot-up shots. I look for San Antonio when they won that wing pick and roll with Murray and also Jokic. They'll force Murray down to the baseline, and they'll have the pocket pass back to Jokic at the foul line. And I think San Antonio will let him eat as much as he possibly can from 17 to 15 feet because they don't want Murray to get hot again, letting him go right.
Hey, Zeke, what's up? It's Booz. How you doing, man?
I'm good, Booz. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Question, so obviously Denver came back and did a great job of winning Game 2, but I feel like the Spurs feel like they let one slip away. What can they do here at home to make sure they secure a Game 3 win?
They definitely let one slip away. And, You know, Booz, and you, again, you three know this more than anybody. Once you give a team a little confidence, and Denver had lost all their confidence, again, down 19 at home. When San Antonio let them back in the game, and they let them back in the game by taking bad shots, and which allowed Denver to get out in transition. Pop is going to emphasize tonight that you take good shots at home, and not only you take good shots, but you don't take challenge three-point shots as they did in Denver. So I expect San Antonio to try to come out early and try to hit them with a knockout punch. You'll see a lot of DeRozan. You'll see a lot of Aldridge. However, if Denver can withstand that first quarter blow, then it wouldn't surprise me if Denver is able to win a basketball game here in Game 3.
Zeke, we'll let you go. Get yourself prepared for the game tonight. Yeoman's work out of you simply listening to our questions amidst all that cacophony behind you, the music and the band and whatever else is going on back there. And we'll talk to you soon.
Well, if I didn't listen, I know Channing would find me. And by the way, Channing, I will be one of them guys meeting you at the LA Sports Center trying to get that one-on-one pickup.
Oh, listen, what's up? I'm a Hackosaurus now. I call my own fouls.
All right.
Isaiah Thomas with us from
See you, Coach.
San Antonio. Game 3 coming up. Nuggets and the Spurs on the way. Boogie Cousins is done, but the Warriors series with the Clippers is just getting started. What to look for in Game 3 tonight.
Here's some breaking news for you. Joel Embiid warmed up earlier and now will not play tonight in Game 3 in Brooklyn against the Nets as that left knee continues to bother him. Meantime, D'Angelo Russell and Brooklyn took the home court advantage in Game 1, trying to maintain it here in Game 3. Sixers and Nets about 10 minutes from now. Spiro Ditas, Greg Anthony, and Roz Gold and Woody have the call. While here in Atlanta Studio J, it's TNT NBA Tip-Off presented by Auto Trader, Ernie Johnson. This is Shaquille O'Neal. You all know who he is. You all know who he is, Kenny Smith. You all know who he is, Charles Barkley. Wow. So no Embiid tonight. What do you make of it?
No Embiid tonight. I guess if you can't play, you can't play. So this means one thing from Mr. Ben Simmons. You got to step it up. You got to play super aggressive. First game, played kind of soft, got into a little spat with the fans. Second game, picked it up. But this game, he's going to have to be super aggressive, a la Giannis. Take it to the hole, try to score. Don't be taking it to the hole every play down, trying to find people. He's going to have to, put up a big game tonight for them to have a chance.
Go ahead, Kenneth. Something screams Tobias Harris to me for some reason.
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, I think more Tobias Harris. I think because in this instance, he's been the one who has an advantage possibly, and will probably get more opportunities and touches. He's been used to being a second option guy in his career. He had 19 points and he 12 shots. So now I think that increased load will probably go to about 17 shots. Something just screams Tobias Harris to me tonight.
Well, some scream Brooklyn Nets to me.
Okay.
I think they're better. They have better perimeter players. I think they were mad about that, smiling at the press conference. I'm glad Jared Dudley said something and the other players said something. The only physical advantage the Sixers have is Joel Embiid. I think Brooklyn gonna win the game.
I agree, Chuck.
You brought up the thing that everybody's been talking about after Game 2, and that is the elbow that Joel Embiid landed to the jaw of Jared Allen, and flagrant 1 was called, and then it was after the game when they met the press that really irked the Nets.
I saw the replay, and obviously it wasn't intentional, and I got him pretty good, and I'm sorry about it, but...
Oh, they are playing the disrespect card, Chuck.
Well, that's disrespectful. Because Ernie, you can't apologize to me and start laughing. I mean, you just can't. I mean, that's just disrespectful. I mean, they don't even have to play the disrespect card, because what we always say, Kenny, one of my favorite people is Jim Rome. He always says, right before somebody says, I mean no disrespect.
Oh, that's disrespect.
You know what's coming next? Disrespect.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but just to, like I say, it was an accident, and we debated was it flagrant 1 or flagrant 2. But when you start laughing like that, that's disrespectful.
I look at it a little different. I mean, take it how you want to take it. I wouldn't apologize for that. Something similar happened to me in the final playing against the Sixers. I fouled out. And, you know, a guy asked me, said, what are you going to do different tomorrow? I said, I'm not doing nothing different tomorrow. If he puts his head in there, I'm going to hit him. He's a defensive player of the year. Make him play defense. I'm a little weird because, you know, playoff time, this is time you're stepping up for your family, for the city. You're trying to, you know, make your fame, like Kenny always says. So me, you laugh, you laugh. Yeah,
you also had Jared Dudley, who said of Ben Simmons, he's great in transition, but in the half court, just average.
Well, you know, Jared Dudley he's not going to be that voice for the locker room, so to speak. But in terms of the play, it's going to come from D'Angelo Russell. It's going to come from Dinwiddie, and it's going to come from different animals on that team, so to speak. But I understand there has to be a voice in that locker room that speaks up in a situation like that. And for me, I just think now it's all about play. You could talk about it, but can you be about it? Can you actually impose the will that you're saying that you can do? And now that you don't have Embiid, are you still as good as we are? Do you think your perimeter guys can guard us? That's what I would be saying as a Brooklyn Net.
Fans are getting into it as well because
I love that.
This was seen on the streets of Brooklyn.
Brooklyn ain't no joke.
No, this is here.
Have you seen his jumper?
He won $26 million.
And please contact Kendall Jenner.
That might be
you have information.
last seen drinking in Orlando. Wow.
Hi,
They
Mark.
really put those up?
Put those signs.
The Nets fans.
Hey, we've got three big-time 1-1 series tonight. Sixers and Nets, Warriors and Clippers here on TNT.
I think it's going to take the lead tonight, Ernie.
And then you got the Nuggets and the Spurs.
Look at this dude coming in.
Jamal Murray coming in. Not with his own picture like you talked about the other night, but with the Charles Barkley shirt.
Hey, the Nuggets are going to win tonight. No, I'm telling you, the Nuggets are going to win tonight. I guarantee it.
If there's anybody who knows Nuggets,
guarantee the Nuggets are going to win tonight.
it is Charles Barkley.
Can't wear home.
This is going to be a fun Thursday night, ladies and gentlemen.
Come wear his own picture.
That's funny.
He put yours on.
That's funny.